Hi, kindergarten, first and second grade leaders. We're preparing for May 5th in our series called Be Strong and Courageous. We're continuing the story with Joshua, where God has appointed a new leader for the Israelites, and his name is Joshua. Moses is old and has done a fabulous job leading the Israelites, but God's getting a new leader ready with a new generation of families to wander apparently in the desert for a little bit longer, because once they saw the promised land, they weren't ready to go. And so this week we're going to be talking about the bronze snake. I don't know if you've read this story in the book of Numbers. I don't know that it's one that I knew really well until studying it for this, but I think it's amazing how God continues throughout history to find ways to point us to Jesus. And this story is no exception. What you're going to see is that as a form of discipline, God sent snakes into the camp of the Israelites, and the snakes started biting people. And when they started biting people, some of the people died. And so Joshua pleads with God and asks for a way out. And God, in his mercy, is like, okay, take one of the snakes, put it on a stick, and put it in the middle of the camp. And when someone gets bit by a snake, all they have to do is look at that stick in the middle of the camp, and they will be saved. Now, this should remind us of God's promise in the very beginning of time, that when Eve was tempted by the serpent, took the fruit, sinned, God promised to make a way to save his people. He's making a way again in the desert to save his people. And it happens to be a snake again. Isn't that crazy how God continues to point us towards a savior that we need? All right, your social activity, you're going to be playing freeze dance. Find some fun music on your phone to play for the kiddos, and ask them to show you their best dance moves. And then what you're going to do is like pause. It's kind of like musical chairs. So you play the music and you pause it, and whoever's still moving when you pause it gets to sit down. Or what they're supposed to do is freeze as soon as it stops. And so you can declare a winner if you'd like to at the end. If not, it's just a really fun way for kids to join in and to interact with each other. And remember, these activities are to start as soon as you get there. This one should be super easy to keep adding people to. And so hopefully you will take that opportunity to do that. We'll do large group and talk about the bronze snake. And then in small group, you're going to have a pool noodle. And your instructions in your guide are rather vague, and I'm so sorry about that. But what you're going to do is you're going to play a variation of freeze tag. So what you're going to do is appoint one person or possibly two people to be it, and they're going to tag people as they're running around. Now be mindful of everybody in your area, or if you want to take them outside, you can take them outside to play this game. Or maybe you want to play it the whole room all together, that you can talk to the other leaders and see if you want to do it that way. But then you're also going to appoint someone to hold up the snake. And so after the kids have been tagged, if they can look at the snake, then they are not frozen anymore. That might be a little bit hard, especially in our environment. And so what you may want to do is they have to touch the pool noodle or the snake. I'll leave that up to you guys. It's not supposed to be a hard game necessarily, but I don't know how somebody's not going to see a pool noodle at any point in our room. And so maybe you want to hide the pool noodle, or I don't know, something to make it a little bit more challenging so your game can actually go a little bit further. And it's really just to help us learn that God provided a way for his people to be saved. Then your memory verse activity, you've got some puzzle pieces that are all cut apart. This one's not cut apart so you can know what it looks like. when it's all put together. But it's just your memory verse. Put all the puzzle pieces down, face down on the table. Ask kids to pick one at a time, and then they're going to help you put the puzzle together and say the words. Then you can pray and dismiss your kiddos. Make plans to join us May 15th for our family, for our leader appreciation out at Outlaw Pass. We have the whole place. Parkway Church has the whole place to play putt-putt and to drive some go-karts and to eat some yummy food and just celebrate together all that God has done amongst us. Let Chris know if you're coming, and I will see you guys soon.